Well, good morning. Thanks for joining Jonathan and Julie D in the morning. And to our Q audience, thanks for visiting Channel 24. We're out here at the Chilton Ranch in Arivaca, Arizona. Good morning, Jim.
How do you do and how are you?
Good. It's an honor being here and good to see you again, Sue.
Good to see you.
And we have Daniel Gutierrez here with us. He's running for United States Congress. He's been up here with us several times now. Jim, over the years, you guys have had a lot of infiltration on your ranch. We all know this. We've got a lot of our own video coverage from our cameras on your property. Mm-hmm. You and I met with Jim Jordan over there and those guys in Sierra Vista here, a little over a year ago, right?
Right.
Yeah. What all has changed since the Trump administration has taken control?
Well, the end of the wall on my southern boundary of the ranch had in 2024, Biden's last year, 20,000 people came across the end of the wall and they claimed asylum. They were taken to Tucson, processed, turned over to nonprofit corporations, and they had hotels for them, motels, and then they would give them airplane tickets anywhere they wanted to go in the United States.
Right.
All funded by the government, federal and county.
Okay. Julie D, is you able to hear Jim okay?
Yes, we hear him very well. Thank you.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much. So, Jim, that's one of the things we just covered over in Tucson last night. We were out visiting the homeless camps, talking to people, several organizations right now trying to be able to provide for our local communities down here in Tucson. And so many of them actually totally went without because all the government funding was going to the illegals. So we have a lot of nonprofits we're working with right now, trying to get things going to help the Tucson residents as well. What you guys have experienced up here, you guys even have had the cartel right here.
Right.
Can you tell our viewing audience, Jim, what all you have experienced up here with the cartel?
Yes, the cartel not only got income on average, I guess about $10,000 per person on the 20,000 that came onto the ranch. But in addition, another type of people coming onto the ranch are dressed in camouflage, carpet shoes,
Right.
and similar backpacks, and they go north through the ranch. In the Biden years, it averaged on my 5 motion activated cameras about 1,000 people per year. In the last year, 26.
Wow.
In the Trump administration, 26 versus 1,000. And we know many of those were apprehended.
Correct. Will you mind grabbing one of those carpet shoes off of the pile so we can show the
I didn't see
viewing?
the pile there.
There's a whole pile right there in front of our
Oh, it's
vehicles.
still there.
Yep.
Okay, I get that.
Or just grab 2 of them. We'll show the
All right.
audience what a
Yep.
carpet shoe is.
All right.
So Jim, you guys have experienced so much. I know you, Sue, have actually offered them water when they've come up here. Bless your heart. Did you guys ever feel threatened?
Well, yes, I'm familiar with MS-13 tattoos. I've
Correct.
worked with students who were had relatives who were MS-13 and in an area that they claimed, and I have had a group of them show up with one woman. And the woman, I said, well, I speak Spanish, so I said that she could come to the door and I would get food. I do give food or water to people if they request in some kind of civil way. And I said, we'll go sit over by the picnic benches and you can have, I gave her bananas and some ham and some bread and some little objects I had, fruit and things. And they sat there and ate, and then they wanted transportation. I said, no transportation. And they wanted to use the phone.
Hey, Sue,
Sorry.
if we can hold 1 second.
Yes.
Hey, Dan.
Yep.
Too much background noise. Sorry. I'm sorry. So real quick, and then I'm going to let Sue finish. For those of you folks that don't know what a carpet shoe is, this is a carpet shoe. So what the cartel does in their meals, they'll actually put this right over their boots. And so this would kind of do this. And we would just kind of bring it down here to our boot. And this one's rotted. You just slip it on in like that.
So it's similar to a snowshoe.
So what it would do, folks, is this would enable Border Patrol to be able to track them. It does not leave footprints in the sand.
Wow.
This is why they wear these carpet shoes. Jim's got a whole pile over here in front of the vehicles, probably with several hundred of them, correct?
Yes.
That he's recovered just right here on the ranch. And again, this is something that you guys have dealt with for a lot of years. With the Trump administration, we know it has slowed down tremendously. I can tell you, though, my surveillance cameras, which I'm going to be turning over to some people today, have picked up some footage on your down here where we have them.
Mhm.
And you know where I'm talking. We're not going to announce it to the world at. And we will be sharing that in Arizona as well. Plus, I'm going to make sure I share it with you guys as well. And it's going also over the Homeland Security.
Well, thank you.
So we do know there's still some activity down here. Right now, we do have boots on the ground. The United States Army right here now, correct?
Right. At the end of the wall on our ranch, you've got the people from Fort Bliss and a tent, and about every 2 hours, it looks like they put on their gear and go patrol, like a military patrol. So there's nothing coming around the end of the wall now versus the 20,000 in 2024.
Yeah.
And we're so appreciative of your interest and future Congressman Gutierrez's interest. He's been out here many times and he's very knowledgeable about the border. No one else has come out and been better informed on what's going on than Congressman to be Gutierrez.
Yeah.
I'd like to say something to that because in my debates, don't know if you watched it, I called my opponent out because she referred to there were only 3 ports of entry. And I said, how is someone going to represent the border and secure it if they don't even know where the doors are?
Oh,
Because
yes.
there's 6 major ports of entry, not 3.
Correct.
Wow.
So we have a congressional representative in there now that doesn't even know anything about the border. So, and
Right.
she represents the border.
She certainly hasn't come out and asked us about our situation.
Yeah.
And so Super Sue had prepared as a hostess lunch for the MS-13s. And thank goodness they got up and left. Then there have been MS-13s apprehended just 100 yards east of our house by the Border Patrol. So it's dangerous out here.
Yes, it is. What do you think of the Trump administration? Those guys working, getting these cartel people eliminated, the cartel leaders. Do you think he's doing a good job so far?
The difference is day and night.
Yes,
I mean,
ma'am.
from 20,000 in 1 year to, I think they found 155 and they turned those back.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
They
Talk
kicked them
about
back
crashing.
across the border.
that's
yeah.
right. Well,
and
you know,
they-
the amount of people, Sue, that we witnessed coming through your ranch, through the surveillance work that we've done and that you guys have done, that Jim Jordan now has, because we've given him more footage of it. Um, it's tremendous. And just for you guys and the other ranchers around you, how many other ranchers around you have you heard have pretty much happened what's happened to you guys?
Oh, it's consistent. I mean, further east on the Bells Ranch, equal numbers have been coming across. And to the west, Buenos Aires, for a while, had a lot of people coming across. And then the big area is the Tejano Indian Reservation,
Yes,
which doesn't have a wall.
which is what we've been telling you guys out there, our viewing audience. The wall ends at these reservations, and this is where the activity is still coming through. And
Right.
same thing going on in Yuma, and we've got almost 10,000 troops on the ground right now down in Yuma. And my understanding, they're eventually going to have pretty close to that amount right here, which is great to see our boots on the ground. Somebody that's doing
Yeah.
something about this.
And I understand that President Trump is going to build a double wall.
Yes, sir.
And so not only will we have one wall, but we'll have another wall 30 or 40 feet away. And so it'll be a double wall, and the Border Patrol can drive up and down the road between the walls. And they'll have cameras every eighth of a mile and sensors that detect motion coming from Mexico.
Right.
And so we're really excited about that.
Amen.
all of that material was planned during the first during the Biden administration.
Right. And that's what we've done. We've actually recorded where they were actually taking the wall out, taking it up and auctioning off Trump's wall. And that was tens of thousands of dollars of wall that could have been used again.
It was outrageous. President Biden stopped building the wall the day he took office, and there was material to continue the wall for 5 miles stacked up. And just for spite, the Biden administration, once Trump had won, started selling the wall.
Yeah.
So
Pennies on the dollar.
yeah, pennies on the dollar is so outrageous. I mean, I can't believe it.
I watched them, the trucks over there, over by Sasebe. I actually was coming out and I saw the semi trucks with the flatbeds loaded up with walls, driving out as fast as they could,
Yep.
trying to get rid of all the wall.
Yep.
To me, it was theft.
Yeah, we got lots
They
of
stole
footage.
that was
Lots
our
of
money, that
footage
was
of
our
that.
material,
Yep.
and they stole
Yeah,
it.
totally.
I find it just spiteful that Trump won, therefore they're going to get rid of as much of the parts of the wall
Yep.
as possible. And we, the taxpayers, are paying for their spite.
100%.
Yep.
Jim, down here where the hillside is, where we used to see the cartel spotters, have you been seeing any of them anymore?
I'm not sure that we have cartel spotters anymore. I have no evidence, hard evidence that they're there. But on our mountains, during the Biden administration, we had cartel scouts on our mountains, and their job was to know where the Border Patrol was at all times.
Mm.
And their job also was to move people through our ranch. Uh, they had the
Yep.
finest telephones, $3,000 and $4,000 telephones, satellite encryption, radio function, and they
Wow.
guided people through.
And their job also was to know where your news Arizona was, because we always exposed them, which we continue to do it. And, it's been an honor knowing you and Sue all these years now. You guys are amazing people. And how about your water lines? You used to get your water lines cut up here all the time. Have you had any of that at all now?
Not in the last year, not in the Trump administration, but in the Biden administration, I had one water line was cut 13 times.
Wow.
Wow.
People trying to get water. And what I've done is I've put out drinking fountains. I put drinking fountains on some of our wells. I have 24 wells and drinking fountains on 29 water troughs. So people can come along and get a drink, fill up their water bottle, and go on. We've had no deaths that I know of in the Trump administration. In the last year of the Biden administration, we know of 3 people who lost their lives coming across. 2 were probably due to dehydration.
Yep.
1 was obviously murdered.
Mm.
The cartel are mean people. This guy evidently coming across did something wrong, and so they just cut his head off.
Yep.
One of my cowboys riding along found his body and his head 10 feet away. It's just
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this is stuff that we witnessed quite a bit down on these borders.
Mhm.
And sadly, me and my team has actually witnessed the beheadings. And it is something that we just never forget.
Horrible.
The loved ones of those.
I might add, on our hidden camera, not on
Right.
the asylum seeker border routes.
Oh,
They're up
100%.
the canyons.
Yeah, that's right.
But on the hidden cameras, we have yet to, in the course of almost, well, over 10 years, it's probably pushing 15, 0 ladies with children.
Yeah.
This just is not a family route.
Yeah.
This is a person who could climb the mountains and drug
trafficking
young
route.
young men.
Yep.
Yes.
100%.
Wow.
And so, for our viewing audience out here, this is actually one of the number 1 trafficking corridors in the United States. Is right here in Arivaca, Sasebe, Arizona. And most of you don't know that. A lot of people think it's Texas or elsewhere. And they've actually said this is the number 1 hot spot. And
we're so happy the military's here.
Amen.
And one of the things that we like to point out is in 2024, when the 20,000 people just came around the end of the wall and said, "Here we are, pick us up." So the Border Patrol, can you imagine packing 20,000 people 50 miles to Tucson or 60? Well, what happened is they were all taxi drivers.
Yeah.
And decoys.
That's right.
They were decoys for the drugs coming through. The
Right.
Border Patrol was tied up being taxi drivers.
Right.
So what Jim's telling you guys, and I'm just going to say it because we've actually been down there reporting it. We're also being a private investigator. We have did night and day coverage down here on these borders. So what would happen is we'd have about every half mile, maybe even less than that, there'd be a hole that was cut in the wall there that the Biden administration had done back in his era so that the illegals could pour through. So up and down the wall. So what they would do is you'd get a group of maybe sometimes 100 people come through or whatever. They would come through a wall down here, say a half mile down, and that would preoccupy Border Patrol. I mean, they would be putting all their manpower on all these illegals coming in.
Right.
Another half mile up here, here's a cartel running right on through and right on through the Chilton Ranch.
Packing drugs
Packing
to
their
poison
drugs.
the American people.
And it's not that Border Patrol didn't know what was happening, but they did know what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
The problem was that they said they were understaffed, undermanned.
Sure. Sure.
And also, they were assigned to prioritize
Yeah.
those folks. So if your priority is a mass of people, you aren't getting to the other part of your job.
Exactly.
Right.
The
Right.
thing is, we've got corruption for decades. We've had corruption from the federal government here in this area, all the way down to the mayor of Tucson. That's why this is such a drug corridor, because nobody cares.
Wow.
Or
We care.
the people
My
care.
gosh, I can't stand the idea of using my ranch.
Got frozen up there, folks. You still there, Jonathan? Well, folks,
Couldn't go
lost them. There we go. They're coming back in.
corridor. What
You
was
hear
that you
us?
were telling me?
Yes.
They want to take some of your land, right? That you
Yes.
lease.
Hold on, Julie.
I just lost it over here too.
Let's see what's going on here. You still with us?
I am. Are you still with us?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you.
I can see.
You can see us in the background.
I can see in the background. Yep.
So bear with me a second. I'm gonna have to change the setting again. Again, we're in a very spotty location, guys. The only reception we have right now is through our Starlink.
Yep. It dropped.
So our apologies for that. And we are going to be live from here today down on the border itself, interviewing the military. And that's where we're heading from here. Unfortunately, you've got things you've got to do today.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you'd be with us.
I would go with you, but we have an important meeting in Phoenix this evening.
Well, I know you would cowboy up, Jim.
I'll cowboy up.
Oh, we got another frozen spot here.
Straight. We tell.
Yeah.
Amen.
Cowboys are a dying breed. That's what they say.
I'm 87. Yes, I'm a dying breed.
Well, we're not dead yet. No. Jim, you guys have actually even recovered drugs off of your property where they made that was turned over to Border Patrol that you called in, correct?
Wow.
Yes, the Border Patrol has reported many times that they've apprehended people packing drugs.
Yeah.
An intelligence officer for the Border Patrol in this area told me about 20% of the people coming through the ranch north, avoiding the Border Patrol, are packing hard drugs.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's the fentanyl, folks. The heroin, the methamphetamine, the cocaine. We're talking it all that's been trafficked right through here. And again, this is one of the number one human trafficking. And when I say human trafficking, they're bringing them in and taking them to the processing center. But then the drug trafficking is about the number one in the United States.
But let me tell you something.
Through here.
Let me tell you something on that, because this is a real issue, and my passion's for the homeless, and everybody knows that. because I witnessed the homeless crisis get out of control. Went to the Board of Supervisors and confronted Adelita Grijalva, who was on the chair of the Pima County Board of Supervisors, and I demand to know why they set aside only $400,000 for the homeless in our streets,
Wow.
and $19 million to bring homeless from all over the world across our border. They financed this invasion, and they ignored the American people that every one of you can see out there in our streets. They're forgotten. Why
Yep.
they took care of other people.
Yep.
And we need to do something about that. As Americans, we got to look out for one another.
Right.
Agreed.
You folks got to keep in mind when Mr. Gutierrez tells you they're coming in from all over the world. We had over 150 different countries pouring through these borders right here.
Wow.
And the Chiltons here can tell you that.
The other item, too, goes right along with what you said, is they always are saying that it's the poorest of the poor coming in.
Yeah.
Tell me how the poorest of the poor in some country in Africa find $10,000 to pay the cartel.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
being fronted by
Yeah.
others because that's 5 years of their income or
Mhm.
some other astronomical figure that is, to them would be $1 million.
Yeah. And that's not to mention the brand new clothes they'd be all wearing coming through. We've witnessed so many of them have brand new, expensive boots, expensive, tennis shoes,
And everybody with cell phones.
and everybody with a cell phone with an
Yeah.
and an Apple
Wow.
cell phone to boot.
Yeah.
Not to mention several. And then a lot of times we would actually go when we were out there on patrol ourselves. We'd recover sometimes 30, 40 cell phones just laying off over on the side.
Wow.
Because the illegals would not take them over to the processing center. They were ordered to drop their phones because they had all their contacts, the cartel contacts, the human trafficker contacts in those. So they were told to drop them. That way, Border Patrol didn't know who that really belonged to. That was the purpose of them dropping the phones.
Wow.
So much happened, guys, under the Biden administration. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's good to see a lot of people right now are hating on Donald Trump, our president. My hat is off to the president for what he's done and what he's done with our borders, getting things under control, trying to just eliminate the cartel totally is what he's doing. And quite frankly, I think he'll have it done.
He
Yeah.
said he'd secure the border, and he has.
Yeah. Promises were made, folks, and promises are being kept.
Yes.
And you're going to see more of it here in the coming weeks with what's going on with the cartel on the Mexico side. And I can tell you right now, our boots will be on the ground in Mexico here within the next probably, I'm going to guess, 72 hours. We've got some things going on where they're just going to try to take the cartel out.
Good.
And I pray to God it does happen.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, I'm not
Yeah.
about bloodshed, but I'm about putting an end to the evil, into the
Yes.
human trafficking and the drug trafficking.
Absolutely.
And I know God has called us, strongest soldiers to this battle. And I believe that's why God has used Trump as well
Agreed.
for this battle.
Yep.
He's not here to make friends. He's here to get the job done.
That's right.
So everyone's going to be you're going to live stream this all the way to the border, right?
Yes, sir. So this is live right now on Q Broadcast, folks, channel 24. If you guys haven't checked out Q Broadcast, I'm going to put a link right here for you guys that's watching us. So Q Broadcast up there in your left-hand corner. Just scan the code for unlimited HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, Stars, Encore, all your pay-per-view channels, all your local networks, folks. You get it all for one low price of $69.99 a month. And there's no contracts with Q Broadcast. And what Q Broadcast stands for is Communication Unites
Everyone.
And that's a beautiful phrase.
Yep.
And that's what it takes. And Q Broadcast, the reason why they wanted to be out there is they were so tired of cable companies and satellite companies charging people $150, $200 a month for television when you guys can get it for $69 for unlimited everything without the contract. So check it out if you're not on Q broadcast. Plus, you guys get to watch Your News Arizona on Channel 24.
That's right.
And I'd be happy to set you guys up with it for free, by the way, so you guys can have free TV if you ever want it. Jim, Sue, it's an honor being here today. God bless you guys. If you don't mind, Jim, I'm going to come up on the backside of your ranch down there in a little ways to recover a few of my cameras and get some of my surveillance footage from it. And I'm going to be sharing that with over to Jim Jordan as well.
Wonderful.
And then I'll make sure I burn a disc for you. That way you've got a copy of it.
It'd be fantastic. Really appreciate it. And thanks for coming.
Yep.
And it's an honor to have future Congressman Gutierrez here.
Well, the first time I brought him down here, he was like, wow, I didn't realize all this was quite happening like this. And I'm glad we got him involved.
Yeah. You saw when I took my dad down here.
Yep.
Lifetime Democrat. When we finished the wall, he switched to Republican.
Well, good for him.
That day, he got up there and he said, "Okay, I'm done. Change me." My dad
Wow.
switched from Democrat to Republican that day after seeing what was happening at the wall.
And how many years was your dad a Democrat?
His entire life.
There you go.
Wow.
But see,
Wow.
folks, this is why Your News Arizona does these border tours for these congressmen, senators. This is why we tell, and I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, come see what's been happening. Come see the truth, because that's what it's all about. What it should be all about for all of us Americans is God, family, and country.
Absolutely.
That's where it should be at. Unfortunately, this country has become so divided that it's unacceptable where we're at. And it's our children and our grandchildren, folks, that matter the most. And kind of like you, Jim, I've lived a good life. If I die in this fight, that was my calling from God. But at the same time, I'm not in this fight for me anymore. This is for your children, my children, and our grandchildren, and the future of this country. That's where it's got to be at for everybody. Somehow, folks, we've all got to find a way to just come together in this country and quit being so divided. Because until we do that, this country is in a world of trouble. And right now, what we're seeing with the rioting all around this country over ICE doing their job, if you look at the history, folks, Obama did the same thing. The Clintons did the same thing. Where they've actually done the deportations as well. So why all of a sudden everybody wants to beat up on Donald Trump for making this country safe again? They're all in my prayers. That's all I can say. Jim, what an honor.
Thank you.
God bless you. Sue, love you so much. You guys are great friends, great patriots. Love what you guys do. We're going to be down here quite a bit now, doing some extra stuff and reporting with the military and getting it out there to America. And keep our troops, folks, our ICE agents and Border Patrol in your thoughts and prayers.
Absolutely.
So, all right, Julie, we're going to end this broadcast for right now. We're going to be live on the Mexico border here in a matter of probably 30 minutes or less.
Okay.
Hour and a half.
Excuse me, hour and a half.
Set them right. Set them right.
I was talking about cutting right through the ranch, but we're not going to do that.
Nah. Okay.
An hour and a half.
Well, not the way you drive.
No, driving across the ranch would take me an hour and a half. I couldn't drive like that.
But anyways, we're going to be live down on the border and meeting with the personnel. And got loaded gun coffee coming in, security team. And then on Thursday, we'll be on the Yuma border as well. So we're going to be broadcasting live here for 3 days, 4 days. And then probably Thursday or Friday, we're going to be en route to Yuma, broadcasting live down there again with the military.
Okay, great.
And just
Well, you be careful, everybody. Blessings to you. Thank you so much.
so for our viewing audience, please like, follow, share this broadcast, get it out there to everybody. And we'll we'll continue getting this message out to all of America. All right. God bless you guys, and we'll